Hey YouTube family, it's the original Grown B, and today we're going to be looking at the shotguns in Call of Duty Black Ops 4. I've had an opportunity to play the beta, and I was able to use both shotguns, and I haven't seen a whole lot of gameplay for the Sg12, the second shotgun that you unlock, so I decided to go ahead and get some good gameplay with it once I got it unlocked and got a few attachments that I liked on it. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the Sg12 as well, but I'm also going to kind of talk about the history of shotguns in Call of Duty specifically over the last several years going back to Modern Warfare 2. So I know you guys are eventually going to see videos from YouTubers like Drifter, who from a mechanical standpoint tell you about the gun, how much damage it does, the range drop off, things like that, and how the different attachments affect the gun itself. I get that, like I totally understand that, and those videos are going to be important, but I think it's also important that I give you guys a vantage point from a shotgun user. I use shotguns. Primarily I use shotguns, and I've used shotguns primarily in every Call of Duty since Modern Warfare 2, or at least every Call of Duty that I've played. I've taken a break on a couple of them for a few years over the years, and obviously I wasn't using the shotguns then, but I want to be able to give y'all an idea of how these shotguns work, and how they feel when you're running the map the way a shotgunner kind of runs it. So the first thing I want to start with is this. The shotguns in this game are weak. I haven't determined yet if they are inexcusably weak, but they are certainly weak. I mean, at the end of the day, this is the first Call of Duty that has made shotguns secondary weapons. And me and my friend Obi determined pretty much early in the beta that they don't want you really using your secondary weapon primarily. Secondary weapons have not really been very effective, or at least from our perspective. He uses a lot of pistols, and I use shotguns, and I've been able to have some success with them, but at the end of the day, it seems like they're really trying to push you to use your primary and only use your secondary as a last resort. And what I feel like is, I feel like a gun should work in its particular function, the way that gun is meant to be used. It should work that way without any attachments, and that is the problem that we're dealing with when we talk about these shotguns. The Sg12, I mean, it isn't terrible, but you cannot get a one-shot kill without having that choke barrel. And for it to be a pump action, I kind of think that's a little inexcusable. But once you put that choke barrel on there, it is a very reliable shotgun, and I'm fine with that. I think most of the instances where I've had trouble have been more about the connection of Call of Duty, or maybe my internet. I'm thinking it's more of the connection, and those have been kind of the reasons why I haven't gotten certain kills. But there have been plenty of games using the Sg12 where I've had a lot of success. But again, that's me having to have a long barrel on it, and that's me having to have a choked barrel on it as well. As far as the Sg12 goes, it kind of bothers me that this gun is, I get it, it's a semi-auto, and they really don't want you to be handing out one-shot kills with the semi-auto. Like, the days of one-shot kills on the semi-autos are pretty much done. And I get it. I understand why they're trying to go that route with it. However, I think a two-shot kill should be pretty reasonable. In most instances. Yeah, sometimes I'll probably have to do 3, but there's a lot of instances where I'm having to do 3 shots. And here's my issue with that. I use a shotgun the way it's really meant to be used, in my opinion. I've used them for a long time. I've had a lot of success with them, and I don't just go out all willy-nilly with a shotgun. And what I believe is, you should be able to use the gun in its design and have success. So for instance, if I go out in the middle of a field with a shotgun and I see somebody across the way with a sniper, guess what? I'm dead. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm going to die in that instance. There's no way that I'm going to run all the way down the field and kill that person with that sniper. Why? Because snipers are designed to get long range kills in instances like that. So now, when you talk about shotguns, shotguns are designed to get close range kills. I feel like when you get into an instance, you're close quarters, you're indoors, you're in small rooms, that threat of, oh my gosh, I am certainly finna die in this instance, should be present when you run into somebody using a shotgun. That's just the way I feel about it. Because there's a lot of instances over the last, not just this, but over the last couple of Call of Duties, even in Black Ops 3, there were a lot of instances where if you just had a gun that shoots fast, you could spin around, hit fire with it, jump up and down like people do, and you can still get a lot of kills when you're dealing with someone who's using a shotgun in close quarters. And to me, that's a disservice to the gun itself. I honestly think we're getting closer and closer every year to them truly wanting to take shotguns out of the game, but they are simply continuing to put them in out of some sort of tradition, because they're getting weaker and weaker. And at this point, I almost want to say, hey, if you're gonna make them this weak, then don't even put them in the game. Again, I'm not saying I want to get kills from 80 meters away, but there's just too many instances where where the barrel of my gun is like on top of a guy, and I pull my trigger once or twice, and he's able to jump up and down, spin around, spray and pray with some sort of submachine and get the kill. And to me, I just don't think that that is right. So let's take Modern Warfare 2 for example. One of the universally recognized, if not the best Call of Duty, then the second best. Definitely top 3 for anyone who has actually played the game during its lifetime. As powerful as assault rifles and submachines and snipers and all those guns were, they wouldn't dream of going head to head with a shotgun in close quarters. Obviously they're probably gonna jump around and they're gonna maybe try to drop shot, whatever it takes to survive. They're gonna do those things just like they do in this game, but you're not gonna have any success, not any consistent success, because close quarters, those guns were putting you the fuck down in close quarters. I do have an appreciation for the success that the Bresci was able to have in Black Ops 3, but at the end of the day, the thing about the Bresci is it didn't have a one-shot kill range either, but it had pretty ridiculous range and pretty ridiculous hip fire accuracy. Like, it's cool to be able to have success with the gun, but I would definitely give up the range that it had and a little bit of that hip fire accuracy that it had just to be able to get more of my one-shot kills, because there weren't any. And that's my point. I want to be able to simply use shotguns in their nature. If I catch you in a small room, if I catch you in a little corridor, small hallway, I want that fear to be in your heart to say, this is a fucking shotgun user, I'm probably fucking dead. But the mere confidence that motherfuckers have on here, just to jump around, spin, or worse, fucking quick scope? Bruh. It goes back to what I was saying earlier, using a gun the way it's intended to be used, but also having to suffer the consequences of its weaknesses. If I have a shotgun and I'm in a field and there's a sniper on the other end, guess what? I'm dead. So if you have a sniper and you're in close quarters, this idea of exploiting certain mechanics of the game to be able to get instant headshots, I think that's bullshit. But at the end of the day, I'm a shotgun user, so I gotta make it work. If you like the video, like it. If you think someone else might like it, share it. And if you want to see more, I really hope that you will subscribe. Not a scratch on me.